Breathing in, there is awareness of breathing in. Breathing out, there is awareness of breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. The 7 critical elements. Assessment. Part 2. The observer. Critical for any of us to remember as we revisit and assess our childhood suffering is to remain the consummate observer, objectively viewing the situations or life events that caused us to experience pain and trauma from a place of understanding and compassion, rather than subjectively from the emotional reactivity to those moments or times, because all we would be doing is reinforcing the beliefs or reality at the core of such reactivity. Psychological mindedness. Whereas conventional mindfulness reflects an ideal practice of thought, feeling, and behavior awareness, psychological mindedness seeks, often through contemplation or meditation, to recognize and further understand the relationships between thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, why they occur, and how they influence or otherwise challenge, and even sabotage, our relationships with others as well as ourselves, and, ultimately, why we think, feel, and behave as we do, ideally, both negatively and positively. Self-psychoanalysis. In essence, psychological mindedness represents a kind of self-psychoanalysis, prompting us to ask ourselves questions as to why we think, feel, and ultimately behave as insufferably as we do, which invariably becomes quite challenging, since the ego that essentially controls the mind is a master of deception and manipulation in justifying and validating everything about who we think and believe we are. Instant assessment. While it can be exceedingly challenging to catch ourselves in the split seconds before we react to triggered unresolved suffering, at minimum, however, one should seek to contemplate or even meditate upon the events as they transpired as soon as possible afterwards, while the emotional energies are still relatively fresh and the body is coming or has already come out of fight or flight mode, in order to assess the beliefs giving rise to such adverse reactivity.